It's Adam Gorney, Rivals.com, here with Sheva Branch, the father of Zion Branch, one of the top safeties in the country, and Zachariah,
Right on. Yep.
maybe
Thank you.
one of the top receivers in the country, if not the top one. After battle last weekend, he might be up there. Let's talk about Zion's recruitment because it was maybe not USC for a long time, and then Lincoln got the job, and everything changed for a lot of people.
Right.
As a dad, walk us through what that was like.
Well, the recruiting process. You mean as far as leading up to the
Yeah,
commitment?
yeah,
Well, I'll fast forward a little bit. Leading up to the commitment, it came down to the wire. One of the things that we said as a family, we agreed that he wouldn't commit anywhere that he hadn't had a chance to walk on campus. Going up to Oklahoma early on, establishing a relationship with Lincoln Riley, started before stepping foot on campus with DeMarco Murray and the recruiting process. And with USC, we had been on campus multiple times prior to that. And I would just say, when it came down to the wire, Zion said he wanted to really wait it all the way out, see what was going to take place with the coaching changes, if there were going to be a coaching change or not. And I would say our visit going to USC for the USC UCLA game, he probably had a little doubt in his mind that might be his first choice, but wasn't 100%. His mind wasn't made up at 100% yet. And then when they made the announcement that Lincoln Riley was going to be the head coach, he had opted to obviously take another visit to USC with the coaching changes, and with it being Lincoln Riley, we went back, and the experience the second time around, or I would say third time around, it was great. It was just a drastic change in the program, the energy for him, and I think he just felt the comfortability that he experienced up in Oklahoma with them. And obviously with Dante and all the other coaching changes that they made, there was a lot of relationships that he already had established.
As you're sitting as a dad and Bedlam ends and Oklahoma loses to Oklahoma State, and then you wake up Sunday morning and see that news, does that pop in your mind like, wow, that could be an option again? Or are you like, let's see what he has to say about it first?
Well, yeah, it was ironic. I was doing some things that Sunday, and my phone was buzzing, and I had a couple people texting me about Lincoln Riley going to USC, and then I checked my phone, and I reached out to Zion and I said, hey, did you hear the news? And he said, Coach Grinch called me already. And he goes, and he said, I'm waiting to talk to Coach Riley pretty soon here. And that was that Sunday.
Yeah.
So, and then on Tuesday, they decided to come up and make the home visit.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, just picking up where we left off, which was pretty cool,
Do the floodgates just open from there? Like now it feels like USC. Everything is just kind of turning the tide there that way.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was. I know in Zion's mind, he always had a lot of love for USC. He was open with his recruiting all the way through. He knew that going away from home wasn't an issue. It didn't have anything to do with location. It had to do with having those boxes checked that he wrote out. And USC checked a lot of boxes, and then there were some boxes that weren't being checked, obviously. And he had to really narrow it down. And when he narrowed it down with his recruiting and started to, minimize his conversations with some of the coaches, and then once we went up and he made that decision, it just kind of brought full circle. I think he started to see the light a little bit more.
Now the kids definitely played a good political game because Zachariah always said he's going to do his own thing,
Yes.
this and that, whatever. What did it always feel like they were going to play together?
No,
No.
it didn't. It actually, so last year Christmas is when they really had made the announcement to my wife and I and said, Mom, Dad, we decided we're going to play together.
Yeah.
The great thing is, they was blessed and fortunate that they got recruited separately.
Yeah.
The relationships were built separately, which is good. I mean, I don't think they received any offers that were technically package deals where it was like, hey, we recruit you, we'll get your brother.
Yeah.
So they were establishing their own relationships with their position coaches themselves. And Zachariah actually had a little different list. And once Zion made his commitment, I think that helped him say, you know what, I already had a relationship with, Coach Simmons. I knew what, USC had to offer for me. And I think at that point he decided, okay,
Yeah.
I'm ready to make this decision, and I want to shut my recruiting down.
Now Zion could have played in any defense. I mean, he's fast safety that can run. Zachariah's decision to go to USC almost as the best fit possible, right? I mean, just what they did at Oklahoma with that offense, how they're going to get him in space, all those kinds of things. How happy were you that it was like that's the school that this is going to work out at? You know?
Oh yeah, it was pretty exciting because on Zion's recruiting trip to Oklahoma, Zachariah got a chance to visit with Coach Simmons while we were there, and they had a pretty brief, in-depth discussion about, skiing.
Yeah.
And they started to talk about, and Zachariah has some questions about the receivers that he's worked with, like Hollywood Brown and guys like them. And when he explained and showed him how they, utilize their receivers, I think that kind of made a lasting impression on Zachariah, where he was like, hey, you know what? Once they decided to come over with that offense, it was over.
Yeah,
it was over. Yeah.
One of the things I hate in this industry is people that make insane comparisons,
Mm-hmm.
like, this guy is the next Tom Brady or
Right.
whatever else. But really, Zachariah might be like Hollywood Brown or Tyreek Hill. I've heard Tyreek Hill too. Do you see that? I mean, do you see that?
Well,
Just his burst, his speed, the ability to create space, all that stuff.
I think with Zachariah, I mean, he for his stature, he plays bigger than his frame at times.
Yeah.
He's pretty explosive, and for him, one of the things we've always said, as I said, he who knows the most plays the most. So he always wants to know that I can play in the backfield and all four receiver positions.
Yeah.
And I could be just as physical on the inside or just as tall on the outside if I need to get up and go up for the high ball.
Yeah.
So with the Tyreek Hill comparison to Hollywood Brown, I think they utilize them well now. Tyreek, they started off with the Chiefs doing it early, putting him on the inside, outside, creating the mismatches, and they're starting to utilize Hollywood Brown the same way now. Originally, I think they had him pretty one-dimensional, but it is somewhat of a comparison that he can play that kind of position where he can go in and out and create mismatches.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Now, who can do more push-ups? You? Because as you can see, definitely not a guy that hits the gym. Looks like me over here. You or Zachariah? Who's the stronger guy?
Come on, I'm not gonna give that to him right now. Come on, no.
You're still the dad, right?
I'm the dad. I'm gonna have to go in. I know. It's funny. I worked out with Zion this morning. He got up this morning, and I was on my way to the gym. He's down here with us, and he's like, "Oh, Dad, can you give me a workout to do?" I was like, "I'm going to the gym right now."
Yeah.
So we go in the gym this morning to work out a little bit, and I'm like, okay, I see him grab the weight, and I'm like, I gotta go 10 pounds.
Yeah,
heavier.
I have to.
So
You went to the gym this morning. I went to the Slim Gym.
right.
I hit two. I hit two gyms today.
Right on. Yeah, but yeah, Zach. I mean, he'll fight to the fullest. Though I'm not gonna give it up and say he's stronger, but he'll probably do whatever he can do to outlast me.
Now, living in Vegas, do you go to the casinos all the time, or is that not something Vegas people do? Or is that just me when I come in 10 Mick Ultras in? Is that when I go to the Win, or is that something you guys do? Do you hit up the restaurants?
No, it's ever since the pandemic, it's ironic. We've been in the casino since the pandemic probably about 3 times now.
Yeah.
Prior to that, no, it would just for restaurants or when family and friends come in town.
Yeah.
You move to Vegas, the civilization outside the strip. There's a lot of other things to do than be at the casino. So we but what we would do as a family occasionally is like a staycation.
Yeah.
We'll go and stay at one of the casinos, hang out at the pool, and probably go bowling, watch a movie, and try to take it in. And I think with a lot of the student athletes there that get exposed to it early, they're not going to be the
crazy
ones
types,
later on where they're like, oh, let's go to Vegas. They're like, really?
Yeah, I've
Right,
been there.
right, yeah.
Best place, where is it? Is it which side of the strip? Which casino do you like the most?
Let's see. What's growing on us the most? I would say.
I'm a Courtyard by Marriott Convention Center guy. That's how wild I am.
Oh, wait, let me see. I would say, as far as stay, we've they changed the name, but we used to it's kind of towards the end of the strip by Mandalay Bay, but it's called, used to be called The Hotel.
Right.
I think they changed the name.
Right.
But we like it because it's towards the end of the strip.
Yeah.
And it's still, it's not oversaturated with too much smoke.
Which crazy.
They have a few new casinos now that are like smoke free. We haven't been in a lot of the new ones, but that's probably our favorite place to go because the Mandalay Bay, the pool area down there is it's a great pool. Yeah.
My wife likes going on work trips to Vegas with me because I'm working until midnight or whatever, and she gets the
chance to hang out.
Oh
man!
And her rule is take $100. If I get it up to 140 and then down to 60, I was up. So that's how the lights stay on.
Oh yeah, there you go. Right, you're like, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go have at it. Right.
Just leave me alone. Right?
Exactly. Oh man, but it's a lot of nice places to eat.
Yeah.
I know. I joke. My wife. We always say I call her a foodie because she finds all these different restaurants.
Yeah.
So we'll go try a lot of different restaurants, and they change names and faces so many times, but hopefully it gets back to a little bit more normalcy where you can go to a lot of those restaurants after hours.
Just open it up. Right.
During the prime time, you're like, okay, come on now.
Yeah.
You're like, no, don't want to do Vegas like this.
Right. All right. Again, that is Sheva Branch here with Adam Gorney for Rivals.com.